Welcome back to more 2d6 Dungeon. Last time we finished level 5, which I've since given some details, but basically we went through here, had the room with the slimy walls, we found this worshipping space, a material area or storage area, I believe it was called, and then that stone platform with the boxes where we fought the troll, and the stairs down. So from there, we will head down the stairs now, which first of all requires us to spend a ration to rest on the stairs, which will put us at 8 rations. And what that does is it heals us, I believe, for 2 HP per level, and that is our adventurer level. So Granko is level 7, which means we will be healed for 14. And actually it says here, I just noticed, if we have a cloth or a bandage, we gain an additional 2 HP. And we do have, I believe, the red cloth. So I guess we will now use that as bandaging. And that's very nice. It puts us almost at max HP again. We took quite a beating last time. Did level up and heal by 10 that way, but yeah, the patrols and enemies in general down here are no joke. And with that, I think we're ready to head down to level 6, which I've already prepared here. And now again, I couldn't resist mixing it up a little bit, at least somehow. So we are now starting in the center of the level, which means if we want to return to town, we first have to sort of explore our way towards one of the edges. Now, I don't think we want to head back to town right away because we're now almost at full HP. So I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for us, but just a little different than usual. Now, what's also different than usual is we are down on level 6, and level 6 actually introduces new rules. Some of the levels introduce new rules starting with level 6, and on the later ones, I don't know how many of the levels have extra rules, but this is the first time we are seeing this. So what level 6 has that is special is it's got room sequences, and I think those will stay from here on onwards in the levels to come as well. And what that means we'll probably see when we actually roll one of those, but essentially some of the rooms are connected in a sequence. If you roll one of them, you have to start at the first one of that sequence. And then if you continue on from that room, you have to go to the next one in the sequence. So not every room will be random. There's like little, I guess dungeon snippets of, I think, 2 or 3 rooms each that will always be encountered one after the other, if you do encounter them. There's plenty of normal rooms as well. And that is noted in the rooms table, and if we roll one of those, we will see. I think we probably will at some point. And I think that's kind of cool. It probably means you can find like little thematic areas of the dungeon that are connected in theme, and maybe even something like a sequence of rooms that leads to a boss encounter, or maybe a hard encounter which afterwards leads to a treasure room or something like that. This is just me spitballing, so I don't know if that's actually how they are used, but I think it did say something along those lines in that page of new rules, that it could lead to a boss or something like that. Okay, so now I've talked enough. Let's actually start exploring. Yeah, there's a lot of choices to be made here. Let's just go left, why not? See what we find. A good old corridor. That is a dead end. Great stuff. Okay, so we have come down here right next to a long corridor that does nothing. I guess we won't be going to the left then. Let's go maybe upwards. That is a corridor that at least has one more door leading off of it. So let's make that going left. Oh no, I drew it in as a dead end. That's not great. Okay. So it just have to be a door now. Okay, like that. And now let's go to the left. Another corridor. I am getting suspicious of this floor, but that one's got 3 doors at least. So let's have one going down here, one maybe up on the right here, and one just straight ahead has to be. And I think that way we sort of looped our way around to be able to explore on the left there anyways, despite that annoying corridor. Though I'd still like to find an actual room at some point, but no such luck. I was heading down, I didn't say explicitly, but yeah. Let's see how many doors. One more door. This is already a mess of a floor. Turns out level 6 of the dungeon, per the rules it's the cultist den, but per our map it seems to be just the back rooms, endless corridors. Yeah, and that just continues on, so 3 down here with another door. And this is gonna look kind of cool on the map. There's like a whole lot of snaky paths, but I think we'll fill up the map quickly without actual encounters. Let's head down again. And finally, okay, so we have managed to roll our first room, which does have 3 doors coming off of it. I just think put it in sort of centered. Have one door up here, have one door down here and one here, why not? And again, some of these rooms will be getting funky shapes, just for fun. Oh wow. Okay, it seems I'm completely stupid, so I just cut off that door there while talking. Oh, we can make that into a little staircase leading up here. Easy fix. Okay, so I guess that is level 5.5 going up there, whatever. The dungeon's already a mess and we've not even encountered our first room. Let's roll for the room. A 2 and a 6. That is Bloodied Wall. Or the Bloodied Wall. Someone from the Order has painted the wall in blood and into it marked symbols of the Murataini. You can place a correct offering and form a symbol to gain a favor point, but you will become bloodied, and it's got wooden doors leading off of it. And it is unique. So, she likes meat and blood and guts, I believe. And we do have that red tail. Now, does that count as a form of meat? I do think it seems thematically fitting that she would take a rat tail. I'll only treat it as a meat alternative. So only for one favor point, but let's do that. Let's get rid of our rat tail. Oh, bumped my HP there. And get another favor point with her. And we will be becoming bloodied. Now we did have the option of crafting that sterilizing powder, right? We looked at that last time. So that's crushed Dancoma stems and Scarlet Oriovatus, which we have plenty of. Not the stems though. And that creates a powder that cleans off blood and removes the bloodied status. Requires a container. We do have several of those. So do we use our last dose of Dancoma stems on that? What else are those used for that we might want them for? The medicated bandage, which can be used once per room and heals 20 HP. It doesn't seem bad either, but since we do not have a bandage at the moment, we could improvise one from that cloth. Okay, for now, because we have the healing potions, let's craft up some sterilizing powder. So again, that'll be Dancoma and Scarlet Oriovatus, and that'll create a dense powder that cleans off blood. And we will have to roll on that for how many doses we get, which is just a D3. 2 doses, we'll use one of those immediately to remove the blood of our hands and keep one in our pouch. I just have to remember. So that was called the sterilizing powder. Like that. And again, because that is inventive usage, as far as I know, we do get 5 XP per adventure level, which would be 35 for us, putting us at 5,415, I do believe. No, 19. 5,419, yep. Okay, like that. The XP section is about to give up as well. I can feel it coming. So this part of our character sheet means usually a good sign in RPGs if the character survives longer than the character sheet. But yeah, I'll have to think of a solution for that, maybe just a different piece of paper. Okay, that's that. That's the whole room done, and we didn't even get bloodied, or at least we were able to remove that. Put in a little number here, and why not? Let's go up my messed up exit here, the little staircase, and look if that wooden door is unlocked. Yes, it is, and see what we find. 3x3 with a reroll into a 6x7. Okay, so a large room immediately. Oh, and actually it's a 7x6, I just noticed. Ah, that's perfect. That way we can connect it up to this entrance here. Though that will create a lot of dead space in there, but yeah, with how I've been drawing the dungeon, there won't be any rooms in there anyways. Let's roll for doors. 3 doors, okay. So one of those will be the one connecting up here. And let's have one going to the right down here, and maybe one to the left. So those will probably lead into the same room as well. Let's actually roll up what the room is before I finish it here. 1 and a 4, so that'll be a 5 on the level 6 large rooms. Where is it? A vestry. At the top of this pew line space is an altar to a god. Roll on GOT 1, and if you make the correct offering at the altar, you gain 1 favor point. Yes, and it's unique as well. And it's got wooden doors as well, leading off of it. Yeah, so I think I will just make it rectangular after all. And that is room number 2. So we roll on GOT 1. That is a 6, which is Radachina. And what did she like? Because I think we might have something for her. Was she the one who liked the nature-related things? Yes. So seeds, roots, mushrooms, vegetables, acorns, or pearls. Now we do have 4 pearls, which would give us 3 favor points and thereby maxing out our favor with her, which would be nice to do. On the other hand, we do have an acorn. Have had that forever and haven't used it yet, so I think I'll use that first. And reason is we already have 1 guaranteed favor roll or maxed favor roll, and the acorn gives +1 at least as well, so we can still get that 1 favor point somewhere else in the temple in town if necessary. Okay, so that's fine. Is that all? Yes, okay. So not that exciting so far. 2 offerings. It's nice to have, but I'd like to find some new-ish rooms. Let's go to the left down here through the wooden door. Let's not actually, so that is locked at a 7. Let's try to crack that just without lockpick by rolling and adding just our precision. And that's a shit roll, so we've rolled a 2 with up 4 precision as a 6, which means we can't get through that locked door. I have to note down that it's locked. Now, if I've learned one thing on the last level is that you don't want to just go around waiting in front of locked doors for no good reason. So I believe maybe let's head back around and try the other wooden door to that room. Yeah, that one's open. And then roll a 3x2. So in this case was not too critical for us, that door, because we had 2 doors leading to the same space and 1 more leading off of it. Okay, so there's already the extra 1 leading into there. So I guess that's gonna be it. So we've got a little small room here. And let's roll on the level 6 small rooms table, see if the small room is more exciting than the large room. 2d6. A4. Hanging bone. Interesting. Is that unique? Yes. I think the vestry was unique as well. There is a hanging femur here attached to a cord that runs to the ceiling. If you touch it and have 4 or more Meduva favor points, heal 4 HP. And then it says OTU MRA. what does that mean? Are those tables? Okay, so we have completely maxed out our maneuver favor, and it doesn't say that touching it reduces favor, just heals you if you have 4 more of maneuver. Do we want to do that now? That would only heal us for 1. I'll have to check what OTU and MRA mean. Okay, so turns out I didn't have to look very far. It says beneath the table. If you roll a unique room that already exists on this level, then re-roll. Okay, so that's normal. And OTU in this table means one-time use. Can only be used once. And MRA in this table means the concerned item is considered a minor religious artifact. So we can, I guess, cut that cord and take the femur with us. And I think in town the temple had something you can do with minor religious artifacts or religious artifacts in general. I'm not entirely sure. So let's just do that and heal for 1. Doing so, I won't keep updating the character sheet. So we are at 70. And take that femur. I guess we can cut the cord using either the forged blade or just our long sword. Just a femur, okay. So, minor religious artifact femur. That is that. And that's all there is to that small room. And let's continue on from there. I think maybe to the left here. Check that wooden door. That's locked as well. All these wooden doors are locked, and that is locked at a 9. Oh, wow, okay. Again, because we have +4 precision, I feel like we have a good chance of beating a 9. Yeah, so we rolled a 9 and get +4. So we can at least unlock that. Go through there, see what we find. A 5x6, okay, so big room. Won't quite fit in there, but that's not even a large room anyways, and it's a dead end, so I'll just put it down in the corner here, and that's gonna be that. Let's roll for that room. Double 6, interesting. So that's gonna be room number 4. What's a double 6 mean? A drying room. Have we found one of those before? I feel like I say that for almost every room at this point, because there are quite a few similar ones. Hanging here are at least 30 animal hides. Blood covers the floor. They are too wet and heavy to take. Okay. You find a workbench upon which is a sharp knife and a bowl of water with a cloth. Interesting. And then roll on interruptions and unexpected table 3. So let's take the cloth. We could take the sharp knife, why not? I guess it's not really a heavy item, probably, is it? No. That's neither large nor heavy, I'd say. So, sharp knife, and let's try to scoop up some of that water using maybe one of our empty bottles, just because I saw them right now when noting down the sharp knife. So I guess actually, since these are like pouches, we could start noting them down like pouches. So bottle, bottle, and just put the contents in there. Water. Okay, very nice. And let's roll on interruptions and unexpected 3, which is always fun, those tables. A 6 and a 1. You notice some chalk drawings on the wall. It shows the mechanisms of a trap. Write trap quest on your character sheet. We do not have a quest area. I guess I'll write it down here. I do have one for quest items, but that's our first quest. So for the next trap you come across, roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, you recognize this trap from the drawing and it has no effect, and then gain 300 XP. Cross off the quest whether successful or not. Okay, so we've basically got a 50-50 chance. Okay, next trap, d6, 1 to 3, no effect, plus 300 XP, 4 to 6, fail. And it's gotta be crossed off whether successful or not. Interesting. Yeah, cool stuff. So I don't know if those kinds of quests we've just been kind of unlucky with or if they are more common down here. But that's definitely nice. Also, that's the prospect of 300 XP, which I wouldn't say no to. Yeah, so we have to head back because it was a dead end. Let's head back through here and down to that wooden door if we can. We can. And that's a 3 and a 4. So 3 by 4 with 2 more doors. I have one going down here and one upwards. And just put in a room like that and roll on the normal rooms table. So a 2 and a 4. Let's see. That is a prison pit. That does not sound promising, which is unique and has reinforced doors. Getting sloppy with the door here. Set into the ground here is a trap door with bars. You look in to see 2 prisoners who beg for help. The padlock is prominent, so you can smash it if you have a heavy mace or heavy item. And then L2PR, so liberate 2 prisoners. Interesting. We do not have the heavy mace. We do have some heavy items, right? So maybe with the twisted piece of metal plate or one of the twisted metal bars. Yeah, heavy mace or heavy item. Let's say we use one of our metal bars for that and probably also leave it behind, why not? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. And that means we liberate 2 prisoners. And do we have to roll to see if we attract any patrols by making noise? Doesn't say here. I looked it up. I did that weird roll when climbing down the waterfall to see if we make it, and then when we made noise, I said we'll have to fight a patrol. But there is actually a rule for making noise. If you ever do something that you think makes noise using inventive usage, that is, you can roll and there's a chance of fighting a patrol, and if so, the patrol surprises you and attacks first. But since this was not inventive usage, I guess this is just the room. I don't think we have to. Though actually, I think we do, because that's gonna make a lot of noise smashing that lock. So if the inventive usage action you chose to use is likely to make noise, for example, breaking shackles or chopping some wood, yeah, so this is like breaking shackles, then you must make an alarm check. You roll 2d6 and add your discipline. So the thing I improvised last time was we did it like the stone slab. We rolled 1d6 and added our discipline and had to hit a 6, which we didn't. But as per the rules, you roll 2d6 and add your discipline, and you have to hit an 8. Yeah, so we rolled a 7 with our 4 discipline, that's an 11. So we have not been found out. And if we'd rolled under an 8, we'd have to fight a patrol who attacks first from the corresponding level patrol table. Okay, but so that's nice. Liberated 2 prisoners there. Let's continue down here along the edge. See if that reinforced door is locked. It is not. And that is just a corridor with 2 more doors leading off of it. So I guess 1 upwards and 1 to the right. Let's do that very quickly. Continue on to the right. Ooh, and that's a double 6, which I don't think we have to re-roll. You only re-roll doubles if they are 1, 2, 5. Because that is already a large room. That's nice. And 2 doors. Now there is not really space for 2 doors, so I'll just be putting in 1 up here. And let's roll on the level large rooms table again. Level 6 large room. A 5. That's the vestry, which we already had and is unique. A 10. That's the crypt. We just came from the level 5 crypt, I believe. Or not the level 5 crypt, it wasn't the crypt level. I think level 3 was the crypt even. Yeah, so let's draw that like that. I'll give it like a little alcove here with a gate in front of it or something like that. Have to fill in the details later. And that's room number 6. And that is unique. And that's got archways. So what's the crypt say? 2 ornate sarcophagi occupy this space. As you enter, the air turns dark and 2 ghosts rise from them. Fight 2 ghosts. Okay, straightforward. After you find a chest and roll on CT3 plus 2. Okay, but first we'll have to face the ghosts, which I think we fought a ghost before, though I don't remember how that went. I just know it seems familiar. So it's a level 3 enemy and we are level 7, so we should be able to do this. Although there's 2 of them. Give me a second. Okay, let's look at these ghosts here together. So interrupts on primary 2s and 3s, which will hit both our swooping spin and our violent cleave. And the phased arm, which does the same sort of damage reduction on secondary 6s, which would hit our violent cleave as well. Although only 1 interrupt applies at a time, I believe. So basically we'll be doing d6 plus 3 and plus 3 and the d6 plus 7. So highly encouraged to use the sharp pummel. And then the maneuvers, a 3 and a 5 and a 5 and a 4, which for the 3 and the 5, again, we are missing that primary 3. I am amazed how common that seems to be with the enemy's maneuvers. And so we don't have anything against that because we don't have an armor piece blocking against secondary 5s either. So the Spectral Touch will be doing the d6 minus 1. But for the Cold Blast, we will have a Scale Jacket, and that means that'll be d6 minus 5, so almost no damage, probably. But so the Spectral Touch is still kinda scary. Now we could look to see if we can gain that fearful momentum. We could throw our throwing axe. No, actually that's gone. Wait, did I not pick up the throwing axe? I must have forgotten to pick up the throwing axe or try to after fighting the troll. Oh, okay, so smartest adventurer just leaves behind their weapons, obviously. So I guess our throwing axe is gone. Stupid me. Do we have any other throwing weapons? Not so much. Yeah, but I don't know. Throwing a throwing weapon at the ghost seems not very effective anyways. Yeah, so in that case, we could just use the potion of phasing and try to pretend we are a ghost as well, if they leave us alone. No, I think let's just attack that ghost normally, the top one, and hope we may be able to do 15 damage. That's gonna require a really lucky, like exact strike sort of situation or prime attack, but if not, so be it. I don't think this is too dangerous for us. 1 and a 2, now that is almost a miss, and sadly only the swooping spin. So d6 plus 5 minus 2, so d6 plus 3, and that's a 1. So shouldn't have been so confident. 4 damage there. Have the 2 ghosts attack us. 3 and a 4, that can definitely be turned into that Spectral Touch, so d6 minus 1, and that's a 6, of course. So that's sort of the rule at this point. And so that will be 5 damage. That I feel like on our first attack we roll a 1 for damage, and on the enemy's first attack they roll a 6. Seems very common. And a 1 and a 6. Now that's not gonna be anything with 2 shift. No. Okay, so the second ghost misses at least. Let's aim at the first one again. 1 and a 3. Now again, this is just the swooping spin, so d6 plus 3. At least a 3, so 6 damage. Ghost has 5 left. Have them attack us. 4 and a 5, which is the Cold Blast sort of switched around, but can also be turned into the Spectral Touch, which hurts much more. d6 minus 1 versus d6 minus 5. And that's another 6, why not? Okay, so we're already down 10. And the second ghost is yet to attack. 5 and a 6. Now luckily for us, that's 3 off the spectral touch. So the second ghost will only be able to do the cold blast for d6 minus 5. And that's close, but no damage. Okay. So at least something, but not great. That first ghost already did 10 damage to us. Let's attack again. Try to finish that ghost off now. Double 4. That can be turned into a sharp pummel definitely here. And d6 plus 7 with no interrupt from the ghost. So a guaranteed kill there. And have the remaining ghost attackers 5 and a 2. Now, again, I believe that can only be turned into the cold blast. Yep. Which is almost equal to a miss. Yeah, that is a definite miss. So that's minus 4 damage. And into round 4 with 1 bonus shift. Let's attack the ghost. 5 and a 3. That can be turned into a sharp pummel as well. d6 plus 7. And that's a 4. So 11 damage. That's sort of what I was hoping for in the first round, but oh well. Have the ghost attack us with the 3 shift. That's kind of dangerous for us. Although he rolled low. So to turn that into the spectral touch, he'd need 4 shift. And for the cold blast, I think 5. So that's a miss. Let's go into round 5. And now I think, unless we rolled a mishap there, we are killing the guy. So 3 and a 1 with 2 bonus shift still is only the swooping spin. So actually I think we... no, d6 plus 3, I think, yeah, we're guaranteed to kill him. Because he was at 4. Okay. Anyways, so ghost fight went fine. Not amazing, but that's fine. So both of those don't drop any treasure. And only 85 XP, which will be 170 in total. So 5,589. Like that. But now we get to loot the room, the crypt. We find a chest. Roll on CT3 plus 2. And that does sound very promising. Chest table 3 plus 2. 2d6. Aha, okay. Sort of average roll, but with the plus 2, that's a 10. Wrapped in scraps of cloth and carefully placed in a chest is a piece of armor. Roll on ART3. And beneath this is a squash. Let's take the squash and leave the armor. No, I'm joking. So let's take the squash and scraps of cloth. Why not? Yeah. Can always dump those or just use them for kindling or something like that. And we roll on ART3 with no modifier on that, which I'll have to go looking for. So that's armor random T3. Interesting. That's just a D6. And a 1. That is a banded shield. Okay. Let's note that down as a heavy item for now. And look up what that does. I do think that's a bit weaker than our current armor, so we won't be using that. So that only has a damage reduction of 2 and a die set of a primary 6 and secondary 5. So yeah, that really, apart from the secondary 5, is just a downgrade for us. Now actually these gauntlets that give us the primary 6 also have the primary 2, but the scale jacket does as well, so removing those and replacing it with something else with a primary 6 would be fine. But as I said, the shield only has -2 damage, so I think we'll just take it with us as a large item, and that is worth 45 gold coins, which means we can at least sell it for 22.5. So basically found some treasure there. Interesting, so I don't think we've ever gotten armor from just room loot before. We've bought all our armor so far. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a nice start to the level. Not really a lot of action so far. Mainly rooms and offering to gods and so on, but why not? After the last level I was getting kind of scared after every corner had some beefy enemy that did a whole bunch of damage to us. So this is a nice change for once. I just noticed I have a huge amount of dead space down here, which I'll never get into again. So we might have to see how we pack the rest of the dungeon. This whole funky business here, I don't know, makes the map interesting, but that was a bit annoying with all of those corridors. Yeah, but we'll see about that next time when we continue on from the crypt. Till then, have a nice day, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.